So I invested $100,000 of my own personal money into this lithium company. I'm going to explain 10 reasons why, show you proof, and and show you just how amazing the chart setup looks right now. So here's proof that I put my money where my mouth is. LAC, LAR, between the two, 100,000 invested. They actually used to be the same company under LAC. They split off, so I've been invested for a little while. But yeah, it's altogether 100K. Let's go over the 10 reasons why I feel very confident about this investment. So, if you don't know, Lithium Americas, they mine lithium all over the world, but there's a big push recently for domestic U.S. supply, which is huge. We'll skip to point number 2, which is huge for national security and energy independence. Which is, it's always on and off again, the trade war between China and the U.S. So that is huge. It's our U.S. domestic supply. And back to point number 1, it's the largest lithium supply identified in the world, Thacker Pass. So that's 2 huge points right there. And like I said, I've been in it for a little while, following it since 2021, and I've learned a lot about lithium since then, which is great as an investor to know now. But it took them 10 plus years of permitting and getting all kinds of battles cleared. It was in the court forever, getting all this stuff cleared. Finally got all that out of the way. Point number 4, besides the core challenges, just dealing with the local people from local tribes that were concerned, understandably, about how it would impact their land and them in general, which John Evans, the CEO of the company, he took his time and made sure he did everything right by the people and going through the full process. Gave them first shot at, he basically set it up to provide jobs for them, bringing a lot of jobs to the area. That's going to be a mine for the next 20, 30 years. So he set it up to make the least environmental impact. So everything was done the right way. We finally got past all that. These are all huge points. This is why I sleep very well being invested in this company. The U.S. government just a few months ago took a 10% equity stake in the company. So it's basically government backed, which goes to the next point. There was a massive Department of Energy loan pending, which is why the government took an equity stake, which pretty much guaranteed the $2.5 billion that they promised to Lithium Americas to complete the mining of the company, to complete building the mine, which was the main risk that I was concerned about before that happened, was having enough funding to actually complete the mine. Because once they complete the mine, they can print money, basically. But that was the big hang-up. So now that is one less major concern out of the way. They're backed by the government. They got government money, pretty much whatever they need, probably even above and beyond that $2.5 billion. And EV adoption, if you go driving anywhere, you'll see more and more electric vehicles on the road, more and more Teslas. And that's what's exciting about it. Like, we're just getting started with it. But something back when I first started watching this company that I didn't account for as far as needing lithium in the future, besides the EV adoption, is huge. This is why this is the new AI trade. Battery storage demand is exploding, especially with all the data centers coming on, which leads to higher electricity, which leads to more people wanting to get solar for their homes. So between people getting solar with battery backup systems and data centers with battery backup systems, that is something I didn't even account for before. But the demand is exploding. And the lithium prices are projected, because a couple of years ago we peaked with the lithium prices just going insane, and the last couple of years it definitely trended down, and now it's across the board agreement that it seems like we bottomed and setting up again for prices to start uptrending, which is amazing time to invest in any type of lithium at the bottom of the trend heading up. And the other company, like I said, I invested when LAC and LAR were the same company, but LAR is another great company. It's formerly part of LAC that actually partners with Ganfeng from China, the biggest lithium company in the world. So they have support from that also. And just a couple of days ago, it was actually the CEO of that company, Ganfeng, I forget his name, the CEO, that actually is the one that projected, because he has all the data in the world, being the biggest company. And he's the one that sees that we're about to uptrend with lithium again. And he's the one that projected the 30% push going into next year in how much lithium is going to spike. And I think he's being conservative with all the research I've looked at, everything I've read the last couple of years. I think 30% going into next year is conservative. So that is why, all those, just one of those reasons, they're all very, but that's what you need collectively to invest this much money, is multiple major reasons why something is a good investment. I've been investing over 17 years, so you start to learn what to look at, what questions to ask. I can show you here the article. So for anybody that doesn't know, this is lithium and what it looks like in the mining process. It goes into all our lithium batteries. And it says, this is his Ganfeng quotes, forecasting 30 to 40% growth in global demand in 2026. And it says right here in the article, if lithium prices double, Lithium Americas stock should profit. So let's get to the more exciting part. Look at the actual chart setup. So this is all the fundamentals. Let's look at, here we go, the actual chart. So besides fundamentals, something that I always love to see that gives me major conviction, which is why I'm probably actually going to invest more than the 100,000 I have, since this is the time in the cycle I've been waiting for. So recently, all the announcements, there was a big move up. We were, trending around $3 for LAC, and it had a big move up to 1057 or 1052. And that is the sign of when a stock is ready to move. So you have a big move up, but then it's followed by a pullback, which this definitely pulled back. So from 3 to 10 back to 5. And now the next part you really want to see is a tightening range. So, you can look up at any big, some of the biggest stock traders in the world. This is one of the major things they look for. A big move, a pullback, and then a tightening. And if you zoom out even farther, you see where this can actually go to. And you see it's been at the level it's been at. The level it's at now, it was at before. And look what happens when it gets to that level. It explodes. So, and this is just getting started. Like I said, this mine, once it finally starts producing next year, or the 27, it's going to be, but investors get in before all that happens. It's going to be printing money, mining lithium for the next 20 to 30 years. That's how much lithium is in that deposit. And this is just the beginning from everything I've seen, everything I've read. And this chart setup can just keep building, keep grinding higher, keep building to go from 5 to 40. This isn't financial advice. This is just my experience and everything my opinion. But I've seen it happen last time. I've seen it grind from this price up to $40 last time. But this time that everything's actually in place, I think it's going to grind to hit the new high and just keep going. Unless something major happens, very possible to see this grind back to 40. I mean, first in the near term, even from here, from this run up and pullback, we can still go 100% just from here. From the $5 mark, it's at 5.11 right now, back up to 10. Because lithium stocks, like I said, are the new AI trade, getting very popular. So basically everything is lining up to where stocks, especially like LAC, are ready to move. And so from right, my 100K investments will have a couple more zeros behind it over the next couple years. So feel free to follow me, my investing journey with this. And I'll be posting updates on this if anything changes. And let me know if you got any questions or comments. And thanks for watching.